away club in this fixture. Coach, maybe just opening remarks. You've gotten back to winning ways in the league, and yeah, in the last 16, it's an opportunity to progress to the next round, and obviously with the context of Supersport United having done so well in this competition previously, and it's an opportunity to to gain some silverware.
Yeah, good morning, members of the media. Look, I think probably the game is coming at the right time, for us. We had 2 tough games against Royal AM as well as Nedbank United, where we dropped points in the league. So the confidence was a little bit down. But I think after our win against Amazulu, that has brought back a lot of confidence in the players. And we've always said it, that the Nedbank Cup this season gives us an opportunity to finish, the season with silverware. And we are taking it very seriously. We've been preparing very well. And I think the players are also, looking forward to the game. And we're going to treat this game with, the respect it deserves. Because it's a very important game for us.
Thank you, Coach. I'll now take questions from the floor. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, just by a show of hands, I'll be able to take the first one. Can I go to Stembiso?
Hi, thanks, Fatuane. Hi, Coach. I just want to ask, not undermining the opponent, do you see this game as a chance to build that winning momentum that you have been struggling with as a team?
Yeah, most definitely. But at the same time, I think we've got to take this game, with the respect that deserves in terms of giving our opponents, that respect, because we are playing against a team that is already knocked out one of the, PSL teams. So we all know that cup games are very, unpredictable. So we're gonna respect our opponents, but at the same time prepare very well, for us to go out there and dish out a performance that will take us to the next round.
Thank you, Coach. Sobri?
Sobri Chabalala here from TBR Solution Sports Program. Firstly, Fatu, thank you very much for being supportive to us. We really appreciate that. Coach, Supersport United, it's a well-resourced team. And it has been struggling to get titles in the recent years. I'm sure this must be a worrying factor to you and the management. How do you guys, are you going to take this tournament as the leapfrog to try to resolve that problem?
Yeah, look, I think there's been a lot of transformation in terms of the club, in terms of our approach. I think, in the past seasons, maybe 3 seasons before this, we have been a team that was always bringing in, experienced players, new players, going out there, very, competing aggressively, in the market. So the last 3 seasons, we've taken a different approach, whereby if you look at it, there are a lot of players that have left, the club in the last 3 seasons, and I can talk about the Tuso Palas, Yeye, Morgan Gold, Dean Feynman, Clayton Daniels, just to name a few. And if we look at it as well, we've, tried to give opportunities to our own, youngsters from our academy. And we've already, lost Teboho Mkwena, as well as, the past 2 seasons, we've lost Grant Kekana, as well as Aubrey Modiba. So we've always been, building, and that is, come with a little bit of, lack of consistency, because when we're playing a lot of youngsters, that you've got to expect that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we've been, less ambitious in terms of what we want to achieve as a team and as a club. We want to win, still want to win trophies. I think we haven't only been to the cup final besides this season. I think it's only last season. The last 2 seasons we've been, in the top 8, MTN 8 final. One of those ones we won. So it's only been last season. And I think this season as well, with this Nedbank Cup, we want to go all out and really, have a go at it, and probably have an opportunity to finish, with silverware this season.
Thank you, Coach, and thank you to Sobri for the question. Let's move on to Luli down in Cape Town.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Hi, Lulu.
Coach, I've got 2 questions for you. I think the first one is you've mentioned the likes of Mudiba, who came from the ranks of the Nedbank Kiona. When you play these teams, do you perhaps find time to scout some of the players that you're playing against in these, I would say, inverted commas, small teams? And the second question would be, how much do you miss the fans?
Look, we are always, on the lookout for especially young talent. Not only, with the teams that we play against, we've got, a lot of people who help us in terms of scouting, young players, because this is an approach that we have taken. So we have a very good scouting network that brings, young players who've got, good qualities, to be Supersport United players. Coming into the second question, what was the second question?
About fans, how much do
you yeah. Most definitely, I think the game is not the same, without our fans. If you look at the past 2 seasons, since the pandemic started, it's been really difficult. That's why sometimes there is also lack of consistency in terms of performances. Because I think if fans bring that drive, to the players, that added, motivation. And I think that's one element which is, lacking, in our game. So we'll definitely, really appreciate if our fans can come back and start, watching us, because it's very important. The game is not the same without the supporters.
Thank you, Coach. We're going back to Stembiso. Stembiso, just confirm, are you Stembiso from Daily Sun, or is this a...
No, Stembiso Dindi from Times Live.
Dindi, oh yes, in Durban. Thank you.
No, in Joburg.
Are you back in Joburg?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back, my brother. You can go ahead.
Coach, this past weekend, we saw the return of Mbule. He got a few minutes towards the end of the game, and there has been talks of him having to push himself a bit hard. How has he been doing in training, and how key is his return to the team?
Yeah, look, Sipo has been doing, very well at training. He's been working very hard, and we've been very supportive, of him, because we feel that he's a talented, youngster, and it's our duty to try and help him and guide him, so that he's not lost, into South African football. And his response has been very good. His attitude at training has been very good, but he's just lacking a little bit in terms of match fitness. But it will only come with him also playing, because we will try and build his match fitness gradually, because we don't want to push him too hard as well. But we are quite happy with his progress so far, and I think very soon you start seeing the real Sipo Mbule that we all know.
Thank you. Let's move to Nick.
Good morning, Coach. Just a two-part, if you don't mind. First, just a very quick injury update ahead of the game. And then also number two, I believe Supersport are the only side who've never lost to low league opponents in the club's history. What have you been able to ascertain about City Rovers and your opponents?
Yeah, look, I'll start with the last one. We've watched a few of their games, and they're quite a very dangerous, team, because they've got, few experienced players, especially ex-PSL players like Tavi Sonkwana, who was also once with us, as well as Onaleng Shaku from Baroka, as well as Opamanyisa as well. So they're quite a formidable team that you can't really take for granted. That's why, they could even, that's why they went past Kukune. So we cannot really take them for granted, so we need to prepare very well and make sure that we go out there and, give a very good performance, for us, to get to the next round. Coming into the injuries at the moment, we only have Ronwen Williams, who's got a slight knock. So he's been rested. We only evaluate him and see how it goes throughout the week, if he's going to be available or not. But the signs are not looking okay. But hopefully we hope, our medical team will do wonders to make sure that he's available, on the weekend. Also, Jamie Weber is out, suspension. I think those are the only, absentees that we have in the team at the moment. But everyone is available.
Thank you, Coach. Sobri, once more.
Fatu, firstly, apology. I don't like asking two questions. I like to ask one. But this one is motivated by the fact that I just want to give our viewers and listeners out there more information. And then my second apology is not pertaining to Nedbank. And Coach, you are free not to answer it if you feel that it's unfair. Can you update us? Is really Sipombuli definitely leaving Supersport at the end of the season?
No, for me, I don't think we need to focus on that, because what's important is Superbole is a Supersport United player at the moment. So that's our focus. What happens at the end of the season, we cannot control that, in football. But for now, all I know that is our player.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach, and everybody that have asked questions. I think we don't have any other hands, so we're gonna have to end it here. Coach, thank you and all the best for the weekend. Members of the media, thank you very much once more for joining, and we'll see you later for the next one. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Fatu, and thank you very much, members of the media.
Hello, everybody. My name is the Sobri Boys Wale Fatsi from TBR Solutions. We decided to do this because I'm sure you have seen, as much as I saw, that most of our young people, not only young people, they die these days because of stress or pressure that they undergo through. It could be caused by a number of issues. So the mental illness is a serious problem in our country. But now I want to talk to you about the members of GPF. Members of GPF, they go on pension or they resign. Sometimes they are made to wait 3, 4 months, sometimes even 2 years, waiting for their money. And you can imagine, if a person can wait such long, what would happen to their assets? They will be exposed, all right? So they're in danger of losing those assets. So at the end of the day, it affects them mentally. Now, we, as the Big R or TBR, we are there to help those who want to get their money expeditiously from the GPF by simply using the GPF rules and the relationship and the respect. That's all what we do. Now, you know very well that people can retire at the age of 60, especially when you're a government employee and above. And then if you retire earlier, it is called early retirement. Because it's early retirement, taxman tax you more. If you resign, taxman tax you more. Now, what we do, we help people to get their money in such a way that at least as much as they're going to be taxed, but they will be taxed better, all right? And with us, working with other stakeholders that help us to help people out there, we help people to retire at the age of 55. As long as you're 55 and above, you can be able to retire. And one of the advantage with us, you'll be able to get 2 1/3 if you want. You can get 1 1/3 if you want, but nothing stops you to get 2 1/3 if you want. At the same time, we also help people to invest. And as they invest, we make sure that whenever they earn every month, they earn from their interest rather than their principal investment. That will ensure that their money grows for the next 30, 40 years, all right, before it can get depleted, all right? So those are some of the things that we do. So you may ask, we have done a lot of people whereby we made sure that they get their money as quick as possible by simply reminding our colleagues in the GPF employment sector of their roles and their responsibility. Hence, I'm saying we have that relationship with them, and then, but that relationship is based on mutual respect. So if you want to get more, just drop us a WhatsApp, then we'll be able to come to your rescue, I think.